My job as your social media lawyer is to keep you out of Twitch copyright traps. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over 3 different Twitch copyright secret traps. They involve gameplay, video and images, popular music that you may include in your Twitch live streams. And then I'm gonna discuss how you can get out of these Twitch copyright traps by using the magic of Twitch fair use. It's a legal rule we'll go into more detail about later on, but trust me, if you really take in what I have to say about fair use on Twitch, you're not gonna have your Twitch channel taken down as a result of copyright violations. Sound good? All right, let's get to it. Twitch community guidelines are really clear. They prohibit you, the Twitch streamer, from using other people's content, whether it be like gameplay, video, images, popular music. You can't use this type of content in your Twitch stream unless you have the permission from the person who actually originally created that content. The one exception is fair use. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take you through a Twitch stream that has used other people's content in the Twitch stream, and then I'm gonna show you how the principles of Twitch fair use may excuse any copyright violation. I'll start with examples of Twitch streamers using gameplay, video, or images in their Twitch stream, and then we'll move on to the very most important part of this video, and you need to tune in till the end because that's where we'll discuss use of copyrighted popular music in your Twitch stream and the applicability, if possible, of fair use. Let's start with a gameplay example. Now, what you see here is a German Twitch stream that incorporated gameplay in it from the Virtual Pro League Soccer Championship. In other words, he pulled this off of somewhere on the internet and put it in his Twitch stream. And if you listen, you're gonna hear some commentary in German. Here we go.
Mike ist da und Schlacki ist da. Und der Levin ist 20 Euro ärmer.
All right, so we have the gameplay, and then we hear the German commentary over that in the Twitch stream. That is the main content. That is what people are tuning in to hear, is the commentary. Now, did this German Twitcher, did he get permission to include the VPL gameplay in his Twitch stream? Probably not. Is that a problem? Well, if you apply fair use rules that we get from reviewing community guidelines on Twitch, we know that commentary actually is a category of fair use. And so long as you're using limited gameplay and you're doing a commentary, whether it be before the clip, during the clip, as we see here, or after the clip, you're okay under fair use. It is not a copyright violation. So in my opinion, this Twitch stream could fall within fair use. The commentator is using his voice to totally transform this gameplay and make it his own. If you make other people's art your own and you're transforming it, then you are not committing a copyright infringement, and fair use would save you from getting your Twitch stream pulled down. Now, you can do this too. I've seen it on other Twitch streams. There's a lot of commentary, there's a lot of critique out there of other people's gameplay on Twitch streams. So if you would like to do that, that's great. Just make sure you use short clips of the gameplay and you make sure that you do commentary. You talk about your opinions, your thoughts about the various gameplay that you're reviewing on your Twitch stream. If you do this, then you can avoid a copyright strike on your Twitch stream. Let's do another example. In this Twitch stream, we're gonna see the use of copyrighted images. This is a Twitch stream called The Breakdown. And basically the people on this Twitch stream talk about politics. I know I'll be short on it, but we're gonna see a lot of copyrighted images used in this stream. I'm gonna push play.
This man doesn't want to lead? Does that look like a man who wants to lead? Look, everywhere you go, this guy's out golfing.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. You saw in this particular clip, he used a bunch of copyrighted images. Now, these images are probably owned by the photographers that took them. It could be the White House, it could be President Trump, but most of the time it's owned by the person who actually took the photo. Now, does the guy on The Breakdown, does he have permission to use these images in his Twitch stream? The answer is probably no. However, is it okay for him to, review these images and do a discussion on his Twitch stream and not violate copyright rules in the Twitch community guidelines? The answer, in my opinion, is probably yes. And the reason why that is because he is using fair use principles. He's using a commentary of critique. He's critiquing how well President Trump did running this country. He's talking about what President Trump did. He's doing a commentary on it. He's kind of doing news reporting. He's talking about what the president is doing. These are all categories of fair use and can be used on Twitch to not get a copyright violation. So in this particular clip from the breakdown, we are seeing a good example of a Twitch creator using fair use to be able to get this Twitch stream up there, to be able to inform us, talk about commentary, and not get it taken down due to a copyright violation. So if you want to do a Twitch stream that involves, politics or entertainment news, whatever it is, you can use examples of copyrighted images or video. However, you just have to be careful. You have to be purposeful. You have to use only small components, only small clips, and you have to be able to do some good commentary, add some value to what you're looking at. You don't just push play on the video and pull it up on your stream. What you do is you talk about it. You talk about what's happening in the photo, what's happening in the video, and that will satisfy fair use principles, and that will help you avoid a copyright strike on Twitch or possibly Twitch taking down your stream due to a copyright violation or a violation of community guidelines. Now we get to the most important part of the video, and that is trap number 3, use of copyrighted music in your Twitch stream. Can you do it? Does fair use excuse any copyright violation? This is the question that I get all the time from creators, and I'm going to give you the answer right now. So we're going to go over to Lost in House, which is a Twitch stream where DJs mix and remix and mash up, play all sorts of popular music on their stream. I'm going to push play so we can listen and watch. I really like it. Great stream. And they live mix as the stream's going on. It's pretty awesome. You can actually learn from it because you can actually see what they're doing on the turntables and the mixer and that kind of stuff. All right, now I don't know if you can kind of see it here, but right here it says, let's see if we can move this. It says audio for portions of this video has been muted as it appears to contain copyrighted content owned or controlled by a third party. So this statement is actually a statement that pops up when Twitch AI determines that there's copyrighted popular music on a Twitch stream. So this also kind of tells us that this particular channel doesn't appear to have permission to stream this music on this channel. So does fair use work to excuse that copyright violation? And the answer is no. There really is no category in fair use that would allow someone to play popular copyrighted music on social media, on a Twitch stream, on a YouTube channel, on some other social media platform, and be excused for using that particular popular music without permission. Some people have argued that reaction is a type of fair use, but it's not been cemented in most countries' law, and it's certainly not in the Twitch community guidelines, which provide us with the copyright rules for Twitchers. Other people have argued that when a DJ mixes or remixes or mashes up music, that is transforming the original creator of that music, transforming that art, and therefore that should be a fair use. I happen to believe that's the case, but most countries' law does not recognize a mashup or a mix as fair use. And Twitch community guidelines also don't recognize mashups or remixes as fair use. So Lost in House is probably in violation of Twitch community guidelines relating to copyright. You may ask, well, how is she able to do this? Why is this Twitch stream even up? Especially because Twitch AI has already recognized that there is copyrighted content on the Twitch stream. The answer is probably that no one has complained yet, and she hasn't got caught. We don't know if some point in time Twitch will recognize this as a violation of their rules and pull down their stream. We also have a situation where a lot of times the original artists who put out the music don't mind if a DJ plays it. It just brings more popularity to the music. So it's actually in their interest. So oftentimes people who create this copyrighted music don't complain and just allow it to be up on the internet. So what does this mean to you? It means that Twitch community guidelines don't allow you to use copyrighted music on your Twitch stream. There is a recognition of fair use, but fair use really does not apply to when a DJ or anyone plays popular music that's copyrighted on a Twitch stream. So what that means to you is if you play popular copyrighted music on your Twitch stream, it is extremely risky. You risk having the stream pulled down midstream or the video record pulled down, or worse, a pulling down of your Twitch channel. So when creator clients come to me and they say, listen, I want to do a DJ show on a Twitch stream, I always say that's really a risky area. Sure, there's lots of people out there doing it, but eventually they're probably going to get taken down, and it really does threaten their Twitch channels. Let's look at another example of copyrighted music on a Twitch stream. We're going to turn to the Twitch stream DJ Masio. This guy I really like. He does kind of a mix of old soul with current hip hop, or sometimes old school hip hop. I'll do a little play here because I don't want to get in copyright problems myself. Yeah, he does a really great job. But as you look at this screen, I'm sure you're seeing multiple copyright violations, right? The first one I see is that he has all these album covers. They're amazing. There's De La Soul right there. There's Dr. Dre, Jay-Z. Looks like maybe even Too Short up top. He's displaying all these album covers with photos taken by photographers, and he probably doesn't have permission from those photographers to display these album covers. So the first thing I see is a potential image violation on this Twitch stream. I don't know if he's ever had a problem with it or had his channel taken down as a result of displaying these copyright images, but that is a potential violation that I see. The second thing is what we just looked at with Lost in House, and that is that DJ Masio is playing copyrighted music, which he probably doesn't have permission to play. Note that we do not see a copyright notification at the bottom, so probably, I guess, Twitch AI has not caught or picked up the copyrighted content on this Twitch stream. But as we talked about with Lost in House, there is no fair use exception right now in most countries, and certainly not in the Twitch community guidelines, that allows someone to play copyrighted music and just do a reaction or do a mix or a mashup and not get a copyright violation. So it's very likely that this Twitch stream violates Twitch community guidelines and will someday get pulled down, and it possibly threatens the viability of DJ Masio's channel. And as we said, there is no fair use exception for reaction or mashup or mixes of popular music. But one of the questions I had for you is, do you think there should be? Do you think under fair use principles on the various social media platforms like Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, there should be an exception for reaction, for mixes? Let me know in the comments section below. So I got some key takeaways for you about Twitch fair use. How do you prevent your Twitch channel from being taken down due to copyright violations? Well, you follow Twitch community guidelines, which prohibit use of other people's gameplay, video and images, popular music in your Twitch stream unless you have an excuse. And that excuse could be fair use, Twitch fair use, which means use short clips between 2 to 5 seconds, and on either side of those clips, or sometimes in the middle of those clips, use commentary, critique, education, news reporting, or parody. Do something to transform the other person's art that you're using in your Twitch stream and to make it your own. If you do that, then you will comply with Twitch community guidelines. And if you want to learn more about fair use on Twitch, YouTube, or other social media platforms, watch the videos that come up next. I detail fair use in those videos and make it easy and understandable for you. In the meantime, as you're watching those videos, I'm going to be at iancorzine.com to answer any questions you have.